y'all, it is Fab Jen. I am back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about brushes, which I can talk about like all day. I mean literally talk about brushes all day. That is my thing. That is like my guilty pleasure, along with a whole bunch of other things. We're just chilling, we're in my house, me and you, grab some soda, grab some coffee, some tea, whatever you drink, and let's sit back, kick back, relax, and talk about brushes. I am not a makeup artist, nor do I get paid to make these videos. This is just me doing something that I love to do and love to talk about. So let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about Tom Ford brushes. They are the Luxe of all Luxe brushes. They're very expensive, ranging from $75. This is, let me include the eye brushes in that, ranging from, I believe, $65 to $150. Let's just put it in that price range. That's on average how much usually the face brushes to the eye brushes cost. The first brush we're going to talk about is the bronzer brush, and this is the biggest brush out of the collection. This is the number 5 brush. It's absolutely beautiful. All the hairs on these brushes are goat hair, super soft, and they're all made in Japan. You can buy these at Saks, Bloomingdale's, Barnes & New York, Nordstrom's. You can buy this at a shitload of high-end retailers, so you will not have a problem getting a hold of these if this is something you want to get. They don't sell out, in other words. So the number 5 brush is a bronzer brush. I have tried this as an all-over powder brush, and it's an epic fail. Did not apply the product as evenly as this one, which is the Makeup Forever 130 brush. This one's the best powder brush ever. So thus far in my collection, I have like 3 of them. That's how much I love them. Okay, compared to this one. This one's I think it's $125 or $135, around that price point, maybe even more than that. And this one is like $50, around that price point. However, I do have a site, eBay buyer that I buy this from, and I think it's less than $40. I think it's like $35 or something like that, if she still has some in stock. If I can find that she still has them, I will link her down below, so that way you can just go straight to this product and purchase it if you want to. Excellent brush. I can't even recommend it enough. So for all over powder, this is just excellent, and these are all synthetic fiber brushes. But if you don't want to go through eBay to get them, I'm just trying to save you a few bucks, you can always go to Sephora, and that's who is authorized to carry these brushes in their store. That is Sephora. So this one right here for bronzer, I've tried it for a more of a precision bronzer. It applies very lightly, and you really would have to build upon it to get it more concentrated. But if you're an individual that likes a nice dusting of bronzer to kind of just perk up the skin, this is excellent. But this is more of what I call a natural bronzing effect type brush, maybe your décolleté area and a little bit around the perimeter, because we are naturally more darker here and more lighter here. So that's where you would typically apply your bronzer, but it is beautiful for a light natural coverage of bronzer. But it's my least favorite, and I don't reach for it a lot because it's just not really multi-purpose, and it only applies a natural light dusting of bronzer. It's okay. Now as far as this one, and let me show you as far as size comparison before I move on. This is the size comparison. This is the Sigma F80 brush, so you can see that this is huge. Okay. The next brush is the blush brush, which is the second biggest face brush in the collection, and this is the number 6 brush. Compared to the F80 by Sigma, it is about the same height, but yet it's flatter. Okay. This one is phenomenal for a blush. This one picks up a lot of product with my professional blush, like the La Femmes, to something like Milani blushes. It picks up a lot of product. So when sometimes I forget that, and when I'm putting on the blush, I'm like, oh my god, I put on too much blush, because you don't have to dip it in there like this, just a light little like that, and then boom, and then it blends it out really nicely. But it applies a lot of blush. It almost, I would not say that it applies the perfect amount of blush. It over applies blush, but I am happy that it picks up a lot of product, even though that's not ideal for blush. But it's really kind of cool that it does, how quickly it does it, and without very little pressure it picks it up. This one does not shed on me, or I have not noticed any shedding. However, the bigger, the bronzer brush sheds like crazy. I forgot to mention that. It still sheds to this day, and I've had these products for close to a year. I say about 11 months I've had these brushes, and this one still sheds. So for the price point, it should not be shedding. But this one doesn't shed, and it does pick up a lot of blush. I think this will probably even be better for bronzing, like a precision bronzer, because it picks up so much product, and it probably would do good for all over foundation. But I didn't try it in that regards, but I do like this brush. I don't regret so much buying this one. There's a little hair there, but I do regret the bronzer one, but I do like this one. This one I use probably out of all of them, I've used this one the most. Next we have the foundation brush, and as you can see, it's pretty small next to the Sigma one, and next to the blush, this is small. So if you like to take your sweet time doing your foundation, this is going to be the brush for you. But I hate that it's this small because this takes forever to do. And when I do apply liquid and or cream to my face with this brush, it gives off a frictiony smell. And what I mean by that is when you rub something like really hard, or not really hard but really fast up against your skin or something like that, you smell a friction smell, if you know what I'm talking about. Almost like, it's not burning, but it smells like what I call friction. This, every time, no matter how many times I cleaned it and used it, every time it gives that smell, and I'm like, ooh, what is that? So yeah, I don't like that. And the coverage on this does not give you a full coverage. So if you're using full coverage products, I believe, to me, it does eat up a lot of product. Even with a light coverage foundation, kind of like the Lancome or the serum type formulation foundations that are real liquidy, it still eats up a lot of product and doesn't give me a really nice finish like I want to. However, there is a brush, Chikuhodo. These are Chikuhodo brushes. These Chikuhodo brushes, as far as buffing in foundation, are bomb.effing.com. Especially this one for my Tucci clot. This is the GSN 05. This one's fabulous, but it sheds, and I'm going to review that too. This one is excellent too for the Tucci clot and for the Giorgio Armani foundation. It's one of my favorite high-end brushes, and I will talk about these next. But this one just doesn't give me as flawless of a finish as those do, and they're both, all those brushes minus the Sigma one and the Makeup Forever is made in France, the Sigma one's like made in China, and these are made in Japan. These are far superior than these, and that's saying a whole of a hell lot. So really want to recommend this, especially if you don't like the size. It's just, I wouldn't recommend it. It's pretty. These brushes, all in all, are beautiful brushes. They're going to look amazing on your vanity. They feel of quality, they feel of luxury, but as far as performance, these are some sorry ass performing brushes. I'm sorry. I just, you know what, I'm not sorry. This is my opinion. That doesn't mean because I think this way, it's going to be the same way for you, but I'm just being honest. All the fabulous brushes out there on the market compared to these, the Chikuhodo, there's tons of other Japanese brands out there too, but I can't get my hands on them. There's Makeup Forever, there's Sephora brand brushes, there are, you know, Sonia Kashuk brushes, there are Sigma brushes, there are Sedona brushes. As far as performance, a lot of those companies are kicking that ass. This right here is just, they're just really pretty to look at. They're really, really pretty, and I think maybe over time I'll find something to do with them, but these are quite honestly my least reach for brushes in my collection. The most expensive, but the least reach